Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. This is where we round up all the talking points from social media, and I'm having to talk quickly because we've got so much in these folders. So here we've got the new official Backlash poster. Randy Orton surrounded by Vipers. Backlash, St. Louis, that's where Randy's from. Of course, a lot of people thinking he might face John for the title, maybe not for the title, depending on how WrestleMania goes. But don't know who he's facing. I'd imagine he will have a big match. Of course, he's on the poster. And it's a sick poster as well, so really do like that. So Christopher, shout out to you. Larry, shout out to you. So here, Roman with another kind of social media promo. This time he's just trying to set the record straight in regards to his reduced schedule. I don't know. Make of this whatever you will. I don't think this is as impactful as the one we saw yesterday. But here's Roman.
It's funny because a lot of people call me a part-timer. A lot of people got a lot of things to say about my schedule. I ain't no part-timer. I'm a full-time cash cow. Every second that I'm breathing, I'm working. That's how this whole thing works. Proof of concept. This business lives off me.
So that's the point he's making. It's only very, very short that this business lives off him. He doesn't need to be there because just what he's achieved, his name value, is resulting in billion-dollar deals. It's resulting in merch being sold, tickets being sold. He's putting the work in at the gym and all of that. And so, you know, is a full-time cash cow, even though he works a part-time schedule or a reduced schedule. So that's the point that Roman is making. Wrestle Night, shout out to you. There's a point here that Seth is making. He calls CM Punk a thief, a scavenger, a fake martyr, a con artist, right? He says that he left this place, ghosted all his friends. And he says he asked people to leave their jobs, leave their security, leave their dreams out of loyalty. And then when they don't, started to tear those people down in the media. You then took some money from a billionaire's kid to come back to the business that you had forsaken. And then you tried to tear down our company until that billionaire's kid doesn't want to pay you anymore. And now you come back and take our money and wave the flag. This is the killer line. I cannot tell you the absolute disgust in my veins that I have for CM Punk. So Seth Rollins really not mixing his words there. And you can sort of see where he is coming from, really. You know, the fact that Punk left, worked for the competitor, tore down WWE, and now all of a sudden he's back and he's the savior. You could understand Seth being like, nah, I'm not having this. So, yeah, we know there are some bad feelings. Probably some genuine bad feelings. I don't think bad feelings, though, quite on the scale of Tiffany and Charlotte, or maybe there are. Maybe Seth's just a bit more professional and is dealing with them better. But, yeah, I would not be shocked to find out that a lot of what Seth is saying is probably how he truly feels, you know. Right, Edward said, surely not. Yeah, this was true, or at least there was rumours that did the rounds. So Kurt Angle says he's heard rumours that John Cena's final show could be called Ruthless Aggression. That was reported a few months ago. We touched on it in Unseen. There's been no formal word or no update on that, right? So I think that Kurt has seen that news and there's been nothing else that's come out since. The last I heard was that Saturday night's main event was going to be in Boston, Massachusetts, which is where Cena's from, right? And that was going to be in December 15th. And a lot of people are thinking they're going to theme that around John Cena's final match. So listen, I think it'd be great if we got a proper December premium live event. And that's where we say goodbye to John Cena, right? And if they want to call it Ruthless Aggression, I don't really mind, because obviously that was a big moment when he first arrived. He got in Kurt's face and Kurt was like, what do you bring? And he was like, Ruthless Aggression. And that's obviously a big moment in Cena's career. So if they want to go with that, it wouldn't really bother me too much. But Yeah, at the moment, I think the general consensus is that he will be saying goodbye at Saturday night's main event on December 15th, but no announcement on that yet. Okay, this one is interesting, just worth being aware of. Dan, shout out to you. So after backlash from the Mexican community over El Grande Americano being billed from the Gulf of America, WWE has now updated it to the Gulf of Mexico. So there we go. Apparently a backlash from the Mexican community. I did talk about this during our NXT watch along. I was like, to be honest, this is not one of all the things that's gone on recently in the world of politics. This is not one that really massively bothered me because, you know, I mean, Gulf of America, Gulf of Mexico, like, I feel like that's really something for the Mexican and the American people to kind of sort out. I actually think the way they sorted it was, if you go on Google in America, it says Gulf of America. If you go on Google in Mexico, I think it still says Gulf of Mexico. So, but I could understand it irking the Mexican community. I could understand them being not impressed with it. But this is definitely one that people are going to have lots of different opinions on. But WWE seemingly feeling a little bit of heat and changing it to Gulf of Mexico. Right, this is interesting. Tea Time said if you take the pockets away and the shades away, then you might end up with this. So I didn't see this, to be honest, but more people have kind of jumped on board with this theory. Tea Time Danger sent this 23 hours ago, so it just missed yesterday's Unseen. But yeah, I think, could it be that he's trying to channel that and the Shield? Because when he came out, I was joking about it being a Temu Shield, because you can definitely get Shield vibes from that. Really strong Shield vibes. But I must admit, I wasn't really getting these vibes. But I don't know, yeah, Tea Time's not the only one that's kind of made that connection. We do have, look at all this, we do have this here, which is from Nav saying, I've noticed a little bit of a pattern. So if we look at this, we've got, there's Seth in what he wore on Raw, and there's The Rock. And then that's something Seth wore in the past. I don't know when. I don't know how long ago. And, of course, that's the very famous Rock outfit, yeah? So, of course, there's all this talk about there being a potential third person. And so could it be that Seth is just dropping a few little clues to show us that he is the third person? Don't know, gonna have to wait and see, but I know some of you are going to find that very interesting. So, Tea Time, shout out to you. Talking of interesting, Mariah May is expected to leave AEW and join WWE. This is coming from a Wrestling Observer newsletter. They're saying that apparently her contract expires at the end of the year, and she is very interested in joining to WWE. So, if AEW can't extend her deal, can't find a way of keeping her around, then it could be that she ends up going to WWE, which I would love because she's a brilliant wrestler and her feud with Toni Storm was excellent. So I would welcome her with open arms. I've been full of praise for AEW's women's division. I would love Toni Storm back. I would take Mariah May. I would take Jamie Hayter in a heartbeat. Honestly, I think they've got some excellent women. So yeah, we'll have to see. OTC, thank you. OTC again. Again, we're pushed for time. We're not going to be able to watch this. But it's basically Seth being asked, would you sell your soul to The Rock? Which is obviously very interesting, considering what we just spoke about with the entrance attire. And he basically said, look, I'm always going to do what's right for the company and what's good and best for business. I don't know if he used the best for business line. But he did use that the other day on Raw. He did say best for business on Raw. We touched on that in yesterday's Unseen. So I don't know. I don't really know how he could answer it. He might have said no, of course not. But even so, would people believe him if he was to say that? Definitely a lot of people looking at Seth at WrestleMania like, is Heyman going to join him? Is Seth going to join The Rock? Is Heyman and Seth going to join The Rock? Like, something feels like it's going on with Seth. I'm not sure if it's misdirection. It could be there, like, you know, trying to make you look at Seth and then boom, they blindside you with something else, you know. So, not sure, but there we go. He answered it by saying, well, I'll always do what's right for the company. Edward, shout out to you. So, yeah, WWE and Fanatics have launched What Do You Want to Talk About? First episode comes later this month. New episodes every other week. Cody's done this before. It was on the official WWE YouTube channel. I think he sat down with R-Truth and maybe Bailey. And I'm guessing that was a trial run. They must have really liked it. They must have been happy with it. And so now they're going to launch the official podcast, and it's going to have I would guess, a decent run rather than there just being a few episodes. So, yeah, that's a new kind of podcast that's on the way. I'm guessing that'll be available wherever you get your podcasts from. And I'm guessing it'll be YouTube as well, because certainly the older ones are on YouTube. Okay, I'm going to say something. I don't even know if this is controversial, but I really hate these. This is something that really irked me. And the reason why is because, well, first of all, they look AI generated. And I really thought that it was like an April Fool's. But then I realized it's not April 1st. But basically now, when a superstar has their first match on Raw or SmackDown, they will get one of these patches on their gear. After the match, the patch is removed and it's put on a trading card. Now, I sort of feel like for 80% of the roster, no problem. You know, Lyra making her debut, fine, put it on a gear. I don't know, Carmelo Hayes, fine, put it on the gear. Roxanne Perez, fine, put it on the gear. Like, you can sort of go down a list, and the majority of people, no problem. And to be honest, I think a lot of people have probably thought that way. Oh, this is cool. Doesn't really matter, right? It'll look good, and maybe I'll find the card, and that'll be a nice thing to have. I understand that. The problem I've got is that there are certain wrestlers that I just don't think you can do this with. For example, The Undertaker. So if this was around when Undertaker made his Raw debut, are you going to sew this patch on The Undertaker's costume? Where are you going to put it? Where is this bright red patch going to go on Undertaker's gear and it not look stupid when he wears all black, right? And I look at that and I'm like, well, maybe you could do something cool. If it was like for The Undertaker, they made it black, maybe you could get away with it then, yeah? So maybe there's some tweaking that can be done. But the thing is, this has actually come from Major League Soccer, Major League Baseball. It's come from other sports where it's been successful and it's worked well. And so now they're bringing it to wrestling. The big difference, though, is in other sports, they wear uniforms, they wear kits, they wear the same thing. If you play for the New York Giants, you're all wearing the same shirt. If you play for the Red Sox, you're wearing the same uniform, right? So putting a patch on doesn't really mean anything. But in wrestling, we don't wear the same things. And presentation in wrestling is so important. You know, think about Papa Shango. Think about the Wyatt Six. Where are you going to put one of these patches on Nikki Cross when she's dressed like Abby the Witch? Like, where's this going to go on her dress? Like, and is it not going to look stupid? Is it not going to stand out? Is it not going to be a distraction? Because I think it is. You put that on Abby the Witch. I think that's a distraction that I don't need. You put that on Uncle Howdy. You put that on Papa Shango. You put that on The Undertaker. Like, you're taking something from other sports that I can understand works and would work for like 80% of the roster. And you're bringing it to wrestling, and I just don't see how this is going to work as well. So it could be one of those where I don't like it. I can see the flaws with it. I find it frustrating. The other thing as well is it doesn't really contribute much. These are going to go into trading card packs. And, you know, people will find them, then they'll sell them on eBay and they'll make thousands from them, right? I mean, to me, that's not... You've already got, like, shirts that get cut up and you get, like, bits in trading cards. You've already got the ring canvas that gets cut up and gets put into trading cards. You've already got autographs that get put into trading cards. Do we really need something else? Do we really need these things to now be introduced? So, like, for me, it's just unnecessary. You're just, like, it's just unnecessary. So I just really don't like it. I just don't think it really adds much. I mean, it's great for tops. But as I said, like for Undertaker, Wyatt 6, Bray Wyatt, you know. Imagine when the Wyatts had their first match, the Wyatt family, Harper, Rowan, Bray, and got this flipping badge on. I mean, I said online, do they also get a badge for helping a stranger? Do they get a badge for selling 50 packs of cookies door to door as well? Like, do they get a badge if they go on a hiking weekend away? This just screams Girl Scouts to me. So, I don't know, whatever. But hey, there's another one as well. You get a patch when you have a match at WrestleMania. Look at that. I wonder if you get a patch if you spend 10 days or 10 weeks in a row in catering. I wonder if you get your catering patch, you know. I wonder if you get a patch if you do a little stint on commentary. You know, you get your commentators patch. They could all the wrestlers could have sashes where we actually sew all the patches on for them, right? And that would give tops loads of patches to sell them, wouldn't it? So, yeah, I find this so irritating. I think about Macho Man and how amazing his gear was at, like, say, WrestleMania 3. You know, he's got that kind of salmon-coloured trunks, the stars on the front, Macho Man on the back. I mean, it's iconic. Like, where are you going to stick a patch like that on there? Where are you going to put this patch on The Undertaker? Are you honestly telling me you are going to put this patch on Kane? You're telling me right now with a straight face, you're going to have Kane come out at WrestleMania and somewhere on his body is going to wear this patch? And you're telling me that's acceptable? You're telling me that, yeah, that's fine. We'll do that. I've said enough. I really hate it. Let's listen to Drew whilst I mope.
What's happening, everybody? It's here. I don't know how it's here already, but it's WrestleMania week, the most exciting time of the year, and pro wrestling is on fire. We're in a golden age beyond golden age, and the whole industry is descending on Vegas. The world's descending on Vegas. The eyes of the world are on WWE. I'm worried about you guys. I'm concerned you're going to fuck it up. So I've taken it upon myself to put together some do's and don'ts, a little PSA so you can have the best time possible at WrestleMania. So then if you have a bad interaction, a bad experience, you fuck things up, then it is totally on you for not listening to Drew McIntyre. Start with the do's. Be respectful to any wrestlers you see, and each other, but mostly us. It's our busiest work week of the year, and if you see us in a hurry, don't get in our way. We're probably trying to get to an appearance. We could actually see us at the appearance, or maybe we have an hour and we're trying to get to the gym, or something crazy like seeing our family and friends that we never, ever see, especially from another country like myself. So wear deodorant. Please wear deodorant. Support local indie wrestling. I used to love doing the independent shows around WrestleMania, especially when I was Evolve champion and I nicknamed WrestleMania Week Wrestling Week because there's so much going on and the atmosphere is incredible. Support independent wrestling. And that's a very short list for do's. Now the for love of God don'ts. Don't hang around the airport with a bunch of merchandise to sign. It's bullshit. It's taking the piss. It's taking advantage. It's WrestleMania. There's plenty of signings and photo ops you can go along to. We're just trying to get our stuff, say hi to a few people, say thank you for coming to Mania, and go to the hotel to begin the biggest week of the year. Speaking of the hotel, fuck off. Stay away from the hotel. That's a safe space. Imagine that's our house, because it is our house for the week. It's our home for the week. We have our family and friends there. Some of the superstars have kids. Respect personal space. Would you like someone coming into your house, shoving a camera in your face and your kid's face? Think of it that way. And don't interrupt people if they're in the middle of a conversation with their friends or family, or linger being weird. Again, there's plenty of chances to meet people during the week, and if you see a superstar in the wild, like on the street or the gym or a restaurant, maybe there'll be an opportunity to say what's up, take a quick photo. Don't ask for merch to be signed, and once again, not the fucking hotel. Shoot names, real names, government names. Don't call people by their real names. That's a surefire sign we need to run the fuck away. I'm called Drew, so I'm pretty much screwed. This is more to do with the girls. It's very creepy. Don't do it. There we go. Don't do that stuff and you want to fuck up your experience. Everybody attending Mania, get together, talk about the thing we love and brought us together, professional wrestling and WrestleMania. It's going to be the biggest one yet, and I guarantee Drew McIntyre is going to steal the weekend. So thanks for listening. I hope everybody actually listened and didn't just hear me. Listen. Cheers.
I think that's really good, to be honest. I think that's really good. I think that there are people out there that probably need to hear that. It's probably new fans that have kind of come into wrestling that maybe don't quite know the etiquette or the expected standard. There's probably people listening to that going, no, I don't agree with some of that, right? But, listen, he's a wrestler. He hangs around other wrestlers. Maybe not all wrestlers are going to feel exactly that same way. Like, you know, if you bumped into someone in the wild, perhaps they will sign something for you. Like he said, don't, you know, maybe they're okay with you being at the hotel if you just wait on the outside rather than going into the hotel. I don't know, but that's what he said. He is a wrestler. He knows the etiquette better than anyone else, what he allows and what he doesn't like. So, yeah, definitely something to be aware of, certainly if you're going to WrestleMania. Parker Tiffy Time said, do we think WWE made the right call not airing the roast live? Yes. So, likely reason that this isn't live. I mean, I read it, and it's what you would expect. It's going to be so controversial. It's going to be so anything can be said, anything goes, that basically it could end up offending people. So, you know, like the comment that Tony made about Big E, that he made on commentary, and that kind of upset a few people. Well, this is just going to be a whole show of that. So, yeah, it's probably wise they don't air it. Okay, we've got this fade. So it's not much, right? It is the WrestleMania stage. I think what's interesting are these things here, because these kind of feel like banners, which, I don't know, are they going to be going all the way down the ramp? Are they going to be dotted around? I don't know where they're going. They could be getting put together to create a screen, of course, but I kind of hope that they're kept individual like that and separate like that, because they look great. They look great. Imagine, like, if they're kind of dotted all the way down the entranceway. So, yeah, we've got... So that is... I mean, I don't know if that's where the wrestlers come out and then there's a ramp coming down. It's starting to look more like the wrestlers maybe come out under it rather than up here. It would be great if it was up there, but I'm pretty sure they'd be building the ramp already if there was going to be a ramp, yeah? So I'm thinking they come out the bottom and they walk out here. So, yeah, it does look like the those leak plans were correct. I had a few doubts about those leak plans because I just sort of felt like the timing of those was weird. Like, they leaked just as we started to see the stage getting built, but perhaps it's connected because those are the plans for the stage, so perhaps that's how they leaked, you know. But yeah, I think these things are really interesting because that looks built. So what are them? Where do they go? And that looks like it's going to get lifted and raised up above. So that looks like a square, actually. I feel like we've seen maybe if that's a square screen. I seem to remember Randy doing his pose as like there was this square screen behind him at a previous WrestleMania. I wonder if we're going to get something similar to that. I wonder if that's going to be lowered down and it'll go behind the wrestlers in the ring as they're doing their poses, whatever. I don't know. Seems like a lot of screens. Right, Dan, shout out to you. Do you think WWE made the right move by lowering prices? Apparently, they've dropped prices by 25%, but that's because they've opened up new sections. And they are now trying to get the attendance to about 55,000. So I think they've sold about 50,000. They're trying to get to 55,000. Looks like it's going to be down on last year for the amount of people that are going to be there, but they should make more money. They've been charging more. This whole thing's about money, right? So they've been charging higher ticket prices. So they won't sell as many, but they still might make more money. So, yeah, a little bit on the ticket prices there. The new section's been opened and the tickets have got a bit cheaper as a result. Ryder, shout out to you. So, yeah, I don't really understand this. I'd like to see a better breakdown, really, because it says there was a dip in hours and views for Monday's Raw. It said the show did 2.8 globally. That's down 3% on last week. And there was 5.7 million hours that were viewed. That's down 3%. This is the second show since WWE started airing Netflix in India. So that sort of suggests there's no bump whatsoever. I mean, 2.8 is where we were anyway. So we're now on Netflix in India and we're not seeing any increase. Just that doesn't make any sense, does it? That math does not math. because the other day there was the comment that WWE is like only second to cricket in India in popularity. So how have they gone on to Netflix and we are seeing no increase whatsoever? That math doesn't math. The views were the lowest since the February 24th episodes, while the hours viewed was the second lowest since that show. The show ranks 6th in the US on Netflix, 10th globally. The show did not rank in the top 10 for India. So, lots of information. I really would like to see something from WrestleNomics to kind of dig into that even more, because I just don't understand. I don't understand how it's on Netflix now. Maybe some of you watching, if you're in India, can help us out here. But how is it now on Netflix in India and we are seeing no increase to the global number? It just doesn't add up. It just doesn't make sense. Can't get my head around it. So I'm confused by that. Right, apparently they reduced the length of the Gauntlet match during the match. So are you surprised WWE made changes during Smackdown? A little bit, yes. WWE made on-the-fly changes, apparently not to who won or anything. I don't even know if the order changed, but apparently the match was meant to be longer. There was going to be more action, and apparently they reduced it down during the match. So nothing massive, but still kind of interesting. Right, do you think this will lead to something? So, yes, now we were talking about this during the Raw watch-along. On her boots, it said Raquel, Carlito, JD, and Finn, but it did not say Dominik. So, fans caught a subtle change to Liv's gear. Could it mean something? No, Dominik. But Liv stands have come out and said the person that designed this gear has said that the whole gear is dedicated in some way to Dominik. And I think she still had like maybe Daddy Dom as well. But apparently like this whole gear is kind of like dedicated to Dominik, inspired by Dominik. So the whole gear is based on Dominik. So there was a lot of people like, don't be trying to start trouble. There's nothing to this. But I do think it's interesting that his name is not on there. I mean, you've put everyone else's name, but you've not put his name. But the counter argument is that the whole gear is a tribute to Dominik. So stop trying to cause trouble. Right, WWE appears to be testing the new WrestleMania stage right around the corner. So there, look, you can see inside the Allegiant Stadium, and there are tests going on at the moment. No, I can't really make anything out, of course. But there we go. They are running some tests, as you would imagine. I mean, there's no surprise to that. Don't know what they're running, but there's a glimpse of Las Vegas. There's a glimpse of the Allegiant Stadium. There's a glimpse of WrestleMania. Right, and Football 24085. I got tagged in this quite a bit. There is Chad Gable, and there is Chad Gable's tattoo. There is Grande Americano, and there is the same tattoo. So if you was still in doubt that this is Chad Gable, obviously yesterday we looked at the hand injury, and now people are spotting that there is this tattoo as well. So there we go. I mean, is that going to come as a shock to anyone? No. But it's a fun little update, isn't it? Right, let's do NXT. So just before NXT, as people were queuing to get inside, there was Fatal Influence selling their new shirts and, kind of meeting fans, getting pictures, signing things. So Fatal Influence with a new shirt. You can also get a collector's cup for $5 right there. Look, love that. So, very cool, John. Thank you. How is he getting ejected in a no DQ match? This is true, actually. I didn't even think about this. It's a really good point. So this was a fatal four-way. No disqualification in a fatal four-way. So why is the referee having Ricky Saints removed from ringside? Why is that? It's no DQ. People have interfered in no DQ matches. Ricky Saints wasn't even really interfering. That's a good point. So Charlie, shout out to you. Mitchell, shout out to you. I actually saw this. This was on the High Performance podcast, and I was watching it last night. So Triple H has commented on NXT stars that become complacent after being called up to the main roster. He said, I can't tell you how many talent I see come through our developmental system in phenomenal shape. Work ethic, they look great, they've got great stamina, they never blow up in the ring, everything is spot on, they do everything right. Then they get brought to Raw and SmackDown, they start on this journey, and in 6 months, I'm like, this guy I can barely tell he's the same guy as he was 6 months ago. Like, they get out of shape, they stop training so hard. Some of that is a learning curve of like doing it on the road compared to doing it at the Performance Center, but like becoming complacent. How interesting is that? Never hear about that. Never hear about NXT talent that put that work in NXT, but then come up to the main roster and they become complacent. They've made it. And they don't put in the same level of work because they've made it there now. Isn't that weird? I mean, I'm sure they tell them about that down in NXT and at the Performance Center. But I wonder if it is just about, like, adapting. Some people have wondered if he's kind of referring to Carmelo Hayes. I don't know that he's referring to anyone. Well, I'm sure he's got specific names in mind, but it wouldn't be very fair to speculate. So I certainly don't know. But he actually, the way he starts is, I can't tell you how many talent I see, suggesting it's lots. So I don't think it's just aimed at one person. You know, I don't know. I don't want to sit here and start naming names, of course, but yeah, really interesting comment. Yeah, Sophie Turner. So they actually had Stevie Turner, and the name thing said Sophie Turner. That is one hell of a mistake to make. Do you know why? Because you just got that straight wrong. I could understand if there was a Sophie Turner on the show and they showed the wrong one. But whoever created that graphic just didn't even know Stevie Turner's name and just got the name completely wrong. So, like, that's bonkers. That's crazy. I mean, look, it's a mistake. You wrote Sophie instead of Stevie. It's not a big deal, but I don't know. I could understand it better if there was also a Sophie Turner on the show and you just put the wrong graphic up. But there isn't. So you literally just got the name completely wrong. So NXT debut, young Sophie would be so proud. I did say during the stream, I can't wait to see what Stevie Turner says about this. So there we go. James, shout out to you. I don't think she attached a picture, did she, unfortunately? But no, I don't think anyone did. Oh, missed opportunity. But there we go. Right, Brady. The pre-show, I didn't even notice. So a 4-way tag elimination match. The winners will fight for the women's tag titles on Tuesday. So we've got like these 4 teams in a match at Stand and Deliver. But apparently it's on the countdown. I didn't even notice it's on the countdown. I thought it was on Stand and Deliver. So there we go. It's on the countdown show. So whoever wins that will get a shot on Tuesday. Look, Duke Hudson. The ghost of Duke Hudson standing in the background. Because obviously we saw the return of Thea Hail. And she was fist bumping Andre Chase. And Duke Hudson has just put his little ghost image in the background. So Mitchell, shout out to you. It's a heartbreaking post, actually. Tatum Paxley makes her entrance. She's going to be facing Lola Vice in a qualifier. Obviously, Lola would go on to win. But here we got to see what I believe are new graphics. I don't remember this color scheme before. I feel like I've seen that before. Like, I've seen this font. But I don't think I've seen this kind of color or presentation for her. So, but then saying that, I don't even remember the last time I saw her in a singles match. Because obviously she's been kind of with Gigi and Shotzi for a little while now. So, yeah, there we go. Tatum Paxley making her way down, but unfortunately falling short. Someone else that fell short was Lexis King as Ethan Page won and will now go on to face Ricky Saints. Lexis King is like, and still your NXT Heritage Cup champion, Lexis King. So he might not have won the match, but of course he is still the Heritage Cup champion. Yeah, this brawl was so fun. I really enjoyed this, but look how bonkers this is. So bonkers. Here, Roman Reigns, SCN's like, we need segments like this on the main roster. I really liked it. Some criticisms about how it was maybe a bit too spot heavy. There was even one bit, though, where I think it was Saquon from Dark State got a trash can lid, walloped someone with it, and then immediately frisbeed the trash can lid into someone else. It reminded me of like something from a side-scrolling beat-em-up game. Bang, bang, like it was really cool. And then, like, look at that, going through the wall, and it was really good, really good. Roman Reigns, SEN. Thea Hail is back. So they actually spoiled Thea's return just before she did come back. They actually put this graphic up showing that Thea Hail was going to be the opponent. I didn't even notice. Didn't even notice, right? And then afterwards, look, there she was. So Thea Hail is back, and she approves of Andre Chase starting a new version of Chase U with Kale Dixon and Uriah Connors. So Thea Hail's like, Chase U did so much for me. You've got my blessing to, start a new version of Chase U. So it feels like that might be where we're going. So Thea Hail is back, and Andre Chase said, with a tear in my eye, I think it's time to get up and brush myself off. So Andre Chase inspired by the return of Thea Hail. Right, check this out. This is a fun little clip.
My duty to stop the madness. Girls!
You don't have to do the ladder match next week.
I'm doing the ladder match. How about you come with me? The ladder was invented 10,000 years ago. It's outdated and archaic.
Can I talk to you about something serious?
Yeah?
You know ladders are really dangerous, right?
Yeah, that's kind of the point of a... Have you gone to school?
Did you know 1 in 8 ladders spontaneously collapse?
Keita, don't do the ladder match.
Girl, I'm not even in it. Like,
thank God.
Ladders are the leading cause of 20% of injuries in the workplace.
Izzy, you know you don't have to do this, right?
get away from me.
Okay, are you sure? Okay. Girls, you don't have to do the ladder match. You know it's dangerous, right?
Danger's our middle name.
What? You have the same middle name?
Dangeruka.
That makes no sense.
Soul Danger Ruka. She's like, that doesn't make any sense. Soul Ruka responded, the danger is silent. So there we go. It's actually, I think it's Czar Ruka is what they're calling themselves. But danger is in there. It's just silent. You don't say it. So there we go. She's trying to go around and talk people out of the ladder match. Here's the Boulder saying Thea Hail dropping memes on us.
Have you gone to school? Have you gone to school? Have you gone to school?
Very good. So there we go. That was NXT. Obviously, we were just putting some finishing touches in place. I thought it was a pretty solid episode, all things considered. Okay, let's go fun. Look at Jade Cargill. Imagine hating me, and I'm just at home watching wrestling. And there's an image of Jimmy Uso. Oh, shots fired. Responding back to Naomi. So, Chan Man laughing at that. Hey, check this out, right? So, if you want an early WrestleMania reveal, if you purchase the John Cena Last Time Is Now Elite figure at WWE WrestleMania Superstore, you'll have a chance to get the exclusive John Cena WrestleMania 41 shirt accessory included in the packaging. Don't sleep on this. Supplies are limited. So I'm guessing they've shown off John's new merch for WrestleMania, and I'm guessing that this is what it looks like. I'm guessing Mattel have had the heads up, and so they've made the shirt in advance for the figures. And they're saying that it's limited, but if you get there early enough, supplies are limited, you could get one of those versions that's actually got this shirt in instead. So there we go. How cool is that? So it says those who purchased the Last Time Is Now have first dibs on getting it with this bonus WrestleMania 41 shirt. There will be an online second chance for those not attending. Hey, listen, if you can get one that's got that shirt in, it probably will be worth a little bit of money in the future. You know, stuff like that, collectors go crazy for, so worth keeping an eye out for that. Oh, Rhea Ripley was on Kevin Hart's Cold as Balls show, right? So this is pretty fun.
You'll be in here in a second. Yeah, you better go
Damn
and take
straight,
care.
you better back up.
Yeah.
Stupid.
See, as you see, don't you? Hey, no, damn! What are you doing, Bam? What are you doing?
I mean, I just don't even know what's going on, but there we go. We said there'd be lots of media in the build towards WrestleMania, so here she is in this Kevin Hart show where they take ice baths and he does interviews during it. But there's just a fun little clip from it. Right, Larry, shout out to you. Nick Aldis has responded to Chelsea Green's appeal, right? He said Katy Perry spent less time in space than you spent outside the ring last Friday. So he's like, forget your appeal. You got counted out. Katy Perry spent less time in space than you spent outside the ring. So that's a lovely little line. That's a lovely little line. I really like these two, to be honest, because she's obviously very entertaining, but he, as a former wrestler, can more than hold his own. So, yeah, there's a good little back and forth between these two. Good relationship, good chemistry. So, love that. Right, Seth Rollins absolutely cooks Dave Meltzer's star rating system. So, Christopher?
Is the star ratings, because they're completely arbitrary. They're completely arbitrary. They're not even based on real statistics. It's just one guy watching the match going, whoa, 2 stars, 3.5 stars.
Wrestle Night, shout out to you. Slagent P says it's beautiful. So look at this. This is the official new Stars and Chelseas. Or Chelseas and Stripes. Chelseas and Stripes. Oh my God. Love that. And Edward, shout out to you. Sheamus said, come on, who did this? I didn't realize this was such a big thing. Apparently, like, everyone's creating, like, these little dolls of themselves. So I got tag loads in this one from Sheamus. So it looks good, to be honest. I like the I'm available shirt because that's what he said about, you know, listen, if Randy needs an opponent, I'm available. So, yeah, very good. Right, have we got other? I think we do. Before WrestleMania Triple Threat for the Women's World Championship, Rhea... Oh, yeah, that's just the cold as balls thing that WWE promoted. So, Vintage Tea, thank you. Okay, let's go, community. Raymond, congrats. Getting a response from Arianna Grace. Very good. Very good. Wrestle Knight said, I got a like from the Secret Harvest, Slagent P. Many congrats. Very good. Crossface Central said, I acknowledge the tribal chief. So look at that. You do, actually. We've got the cap on the go. We've got the hoodie on the go. So Crossface Central, shout out to you, buds. Casper said that I'm so excited. I got a like from Jade Cargill. So there we go. Casper, congrats, buds. So that just leaves the thanks folder. Let's do this and get out of here. So wrestling fans since day one, tagging me in that. Thank you. Malik, tagging me in that. Appreciate it, bud. Prain User Sports. I'm not going to make the mistake of yesterday, where I was thanking everyone after every single time. So I'm just going to say the names and thank everyone at the end. So Prain User Sports, Jason Peace, Bradley, Patrick, Huddle Talk, Milo, Casper, All Game 17, Larry, Kelly the Wise Lady, Wrestling Junkie, Edward, CM Chunk, Las Vegas Mats, OTC, Real Wrestling Fan, Davy Jones, Raymond, Wrestling's Biggest Fan, Sweet Chin Wrestling, Nick Pro 2456, Babs the Barbarian, Robin, Claire Webb, and Tony. Big shout out to all of you. Really appreciate the support. Loads of stuff in this unseen. We've gone nearly 45 minutes, and I was really trying to go at a pace as well. So loads of stuff in this unseen, and you know it's only going to get more and more stacked as the days go by. So I hope you enjoyed this. Appreciate the support as always. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.